Hello everyone, it's Ari here, and today we're going on a Filipino food tour all over San Diego. We're gonna be eating iconic dishes like halo halo, fried banana or turon, and adobo and pancit, and everything delicious that Filipino food has to offer. So join me as we eat our way through San Diego and find the best Filipino food. I got the goods. So we're at Fredcel's in City Heights, and we have a bag of delicious crispy golden fried lumpia. And they honestly smell so good. We're here, we have a lumpia that looks like an egg roll, but it is not an egg roll. It is different than a Chinese or an Asian egg roll. A lumpia is wrapped in a different, thinner wrapper than a egg roll. It's thicker. Cheers. That is really good. I was like fried, crispy, golden, delicious. And you can like see it's like stuffed with meat. It's savory, and I'm tasting a little bit like the carrot. And they also gave us a sweet and sour sauce. It smells like sweet, like tamarindo, like tamarind. And I can see like some pepper flakes that are in there. So it's probably gonna be like sweet and spicy, kind of like a sweet and sour sauce. Trying it with the lumpia. Ooh, look at that. It's like really red and colorful and bright. So like the sauce balances out like the fried. So you're not just getting like full on like fried greasy good stuff. You're getting a little bit of both, and it cuts up the fat. And for being a small little lumpia, it is stuffed and delicious. So there's not a lot of veggies, and usually in lumpia there'll be like slices of like julienne, carrot, and like cabbage in there. There is some in here, but it's finely chopped up pieces of carrot. I could see some green, a small little speck of cabbage in there. And the meat is finely ground pork, really delicious and flavorful and juicy. That was a delicious start to our Filipino food tour, but I am craving some pancit and adobo, so let's go to our next location. Okay, we're at Tita's Kitchen in National City, and when you first enter, it's like cafeteria style, so you get to pick what you want. So they have adobo, pancit, kare-kare, amongst other dishes that I am not familiar with, but I got the pork adobo and the pancit with white rice, and it's honestly like my favorite. Probably like one of the only Filipino dishes I've had that I'm familiar with, and adobo. So we're gonna start with the pancit first. So pancit consists of like rice noodles, vegetables, and like choice of protein. And for this one, they have chicken in here. I see that there is some celery, pieces of chicken. There is some specks of pepper in here. And then I want to say some cabbage. That's really good, and it's really flavorful, and you can taste like the celery, and the chicken's really soft and moist. I'm definitely getting like a hint of celery. So when you like cook celery, it becomes really fragrant, and it's like a subtle flavor, but you definitely can taste the pepper, and it's light and airy and not greasy. And the textures of the noodles are short, soft. They're not like your typical spaghetti noodles. They're a bit softer than spaghetti noodles. And then also when you think of like pancit, it kind of reminds you of like chow mein or like the Chinese noodles. And it's not a Chinese dish. It originated in the Philippines, and it got an influence when the Chinese came over into the Philippines, and they just made it into like their own dish, and it's really good. So if you've never had Filipino food, definitely go with the pancit. And next we are onto adobo, which is my second favorite. Well, I've had adobo before. I've had chicken adobo. I've never had pork adobo. So the pork looks really soft and moist. Looks like there's some bay leaf in here. Cheers. Well, that's really good. So there's like a bit of saltiness, and there's vinegar, and then a slightly sweet because of the cinnamon, and it's a bit fragrant. And the pieces of pork are so soft and tender. Like the pieces of fat right there, that's where all the good stuff is at. It's so moist, juicy, tender, soft, and really flavorful. Kind of like if you're eating like brisket that's been cooked and really tender, and you can just like rip it off from like the bone. This is what it reminds me of right here. Next we have sinigang, which is like a soup. I've never had it before. It reminds me of like caldo, not caldo de res, but it reminds me kind of like menudo because of the color. I see tomato and chunks of meat, some onion, and there is a green bean in here as well. The meat is really soft and tender, and you can like taste like the tomato was stewed in here because you get like a bit of like tomatoey flavor from here. And like the soup is like sweet and sour at the same time. And the meat, I'm assuming it's pork, is cooked in here because it picks up like the juices. It's honestly really, really, really good, delicious. It's really flavorful and actually quite comforting. So if I were to feel, you know, like hungover or something, I would definitely have this. I'm craving something sweet, maybe like halo halo or some fried banana. So let's go to our next spot. So we're at Valerios City Bakery here in National City, and we're here to try halo halo, which means mix in Tagalog. And it's really icy, kind of like a raspado. So if you had like a raspado, pretty much shaved ice, but this one's totally different compared to like the Mexican ones because you have like layers upon layers. You got like one layer here, you got one layer there of beans, you have like green, I want to say that might be like coconut jelly, and then there's like pieces of yellow, it might be mango, I'm not sure. And I've never had halo halo, so I don't even know where to start. This is so messy. Oh, that's coconut milk. Ooh, the ice cream. Ooh. Oh my gosh, that is really good. This ube ice cream has like a subtle sweetness and kind of has like a cream cheesy like flavor to it. Oh, I'm not sure what that is. I want to say it's some sort of like jelly. I don't know what kind of jelly yet. It reminds me of Jello. It's sweet, but not really sweet, so it's slightly sweetened. And I don't even know what the other stuff is. It's like, I'm getting like a crispy texture, kind of like Rice Krispies. You have a little bit of like that bite to it, or pop. So if you think of like halo halo, it's basically like a savory sweet dessert because you got like the beans, you got like the coconut milk, you have the ube ice cream and the mango all mixed in there together. And it's a hot day today, and it's honestly really refreshing because of the coconut milk, and it's not overly sweet. It's perfect. And next we have turon, which is a fried banana, and they put these in like a brown bag. And it reminds me of like whenever you go to Mexico and if you've ever had churros and they put them in a brown bag, that's what it reminds me of. And it's gonna be like delicious fried goodness. That is really freaking good. So you have a stuffed banana wrapped in a lumpia paper, which is softer and crispier and thinner than a wonton. You can see like the caramelization right there, and it's like brown and delicious and sweet, not overly sweet. And like the banana, it's just like the perfect combination of them wrapped in there together. I'm getting like slices of like thick banana in there. You can't see them in there, but if you can see in there, there's like a whole strip of like banana in there. And they're typically made with plantain, which is more of like a starchier banana. So it kind of like a potato, if you want to put it that way, but a little bit more starchier and slightly sweeter than a regular potato. So it basically reminds you of like a banana Foster, but this is fried, and honestly way better. So if you're not a fan of ice cream and you just want something fried and delicious and caramelized, this is it right here. What an experience to try all of the Filipino food. Obviously, I have to come back and try all the different dishes that I didn't get a chance to try. Thank you for joining me, and don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the other side of the table.